Hello, good morning dear students. In the previous class we were discussed about modules, libraries, packages, etc. Okay, how to import a module from a program, then how to access a function from a module. All these things we discussed. For that, import statement, from statement, import star statement, all these things we discussed. Its syntax also we explained. Okay, today we can discuss about how to retrieve an object from a module. Its syntax we already explained. Today we can explain how to retrieve an object from a module with the help of one example. Okay, retrieve objects from a module. That means accessing objects from a module. What will be its syntax? Its syntax is from module name import function name. Okay, from module name import function name. Okay, that means we can import these function, or we can import these objects from this module. This is the common syntax or common rule. First you just give from, then module name we can mention, then import, then function name we can mention. Okay, import function name from this module. Okay, we can explain these retrieve objects with the help of one example. You please look into this image. Actually here one program is given. This program is based on previous class. Okay, in the previous class we were discussed about one program related with import module, circle area, finding circle area, square area, rectangle area, etc. Okay, you kindly go through that program also, then only you will get the correct idea about this explanation. Okay, this is the continuation of that program. This is the continuation of that class. Okay, first you please watch that video and please go through that program, and then only you will get the correct idea. Okay, this program is also the continuation of that previous class. Okay, then here did you see from area import circle area? We already explained its syntax. From module name import function name, from area import circle area. In the previous class we explained one program, area module. Okay, here from area module we want to import area of circle. In that module we explained area of a circle, area of a rectangle, and area of a square, etc. Okay, here we are going to importing only circle area. Only circle area. That's why we are calling retrieving objects. Here we are going to retrieve only one object. Its name is circle area. Okay, rectangle area and square area we are not discussing here. Here we imported only circle area. From area import circle area, print circle area of 10, which means the value of radius is 10. Okay, our aim is to calculate area of a circle only. For that we imported circle area from the main module area, and after that we given one statement, print circle area of 10. What is 10? Radius. Okay, the equation of circle area of a circle is pi into r square, pi r square. What is its output? Did you see? 314.1592 something. Okay, that means pi r square 3.14 into 10 into 10. Okay, the value of radius is 10. Okay, then next we can move to another example related with import star. Okay, import star, that also we discussed why we are using star, import star, which is used for accessing all names from a module. Okay, please look into this image, use of import star statement. We already mentioned one program, we already prepared one program for area. This program also based on that. From area, import star. Okay, the main module is area. From that area module, we are going to import that entire names. Okay, entire names means entire values from area, import star. Then did you see function print function statement, print circle area of 12. Print circle area of 12 means radius is 12. Print square area of 20. What is the equation for finding area of a square? Side into side. So the value of side is 20. Then print rectangle area of 25, 15. Okay, what is the equation for finding rectangle of area? Area of a rectangle? 25, 15. That means length into breadth. Okay, corresponding values are 25 and 15. Equation is length into breadth. Okay, then please look into its output part. From area, import star, print circle area 12. Okay, based on that pi r square, the value of radius is 12. So the result for 52.389 something. Okay, print square area of 20, side into side, 20 into 20, 400. Then print rectangle area 25, 15. That means length into breadth 25 into 15, 375. Okay, this is called import star statement. We can import a collection of or all names from a module with the help of this import star statement. Okay, that's why we are giving here print circle area of 12, print square area of 20, print rectangle of area 25, 15. After the execution of these statements, we will get the result as 452.389, 400, 375. Okay, then you please look into this image, next image, namespaces in Python. Namespaces in Python. Okay, a Python name is an identifier, something we use to access a Python object, and in Python everything is an object. In Python everything is an object. Thus a name can hold any kind of value. A name can hold any kind of value. Namespaces are used to distinguish between different sections of a program. Okay, then a namespace in Python is a collection of names. So a namespace is essentially a mapping of names to corresponding objects. Mainly, did you see here, namespaces are mainly divided into three types. In the previous class we were discussed local variable, global variable, etc. Okay, there are three types of Python namespaces. First one is global. Global, that means that middle part, then local, inner part, and built-in outer part. Okay, these are the three types of namespaces. Okay, then a namespace in Python is a collection of names. So a namespace is essentially a mapping of names to corresponding objects. Okay, name can hold any kind of value. Okay, name means we can consider as a value. Then please look into this image, Legb rule for name resolution. Name resolution, resolving scope of a name. Mainly local, L for local, E for enclosed, G for global, B for built-in. Okay, four parts are there. Okay, you kindly go through the textbook. Its description is given in the textbook. Then only you will get the correct idea. Page number 3.8. okay, its conditions and statements, it is lengthy. You kindly go through that textbook. Okay, then first one is local. It checks within its local environment or local namespace if it has a variable with the same name. If yes, Python uses its value. If not, then it moves to next part, enclosed. Okay, then Python now checks the enclosing environment. Example, whether there is a variable with the same name. If yes, Python uses its value. If the variable is not found in the current environment, Python repeats these steps to higher level enclosing environment, if any. If not, then it moves to step global. Python now checks the global environment whether there is a variable with the same name. If yes, Python uses its value. If not, then it moves to step 4, that means built-in, fourth step. Okay, Python checks its built-in environment, which contains all built-in variables and functions of Python. If there is a variable with the same name, if yes, Python uses its value. Otherwise, Python would generate the error. These are the conditions. These are the important parts related with name resolution. Okay, local, enclosed, global, and built-in. Okay, you kindly go through that these conditions of this rule, Legby rule. Okay, now we can move to next topic, module alias. Okay, module aliasing. Module aliasing. Module aliasing. We already explained what is module. What is aliasing? You know what is alias. We can give another name for module. That process is called module aliasing. Okay, did you understand what I say? Module aliasing. For that, what is its syntax? Import module name as alias name. Okay, import, it is a keyword. Then you know the syntax for importing modules. Import module name. Okay, here import module name, then as alias name. That means alternative name for this module. That means another name for this module. That is called alias name. For example, import, suppose area is a module name as P. Did you understand what I say? Import area. The original module name is area, but here we used another name. Import area as P means this P is equivalent to what? Area. Did you understand what I say? Import area as P means P is equivalent to area. Another name of area is P. Okay, we can explain these module aliasing with the help of one example. You kindly look into this image, this program for calculator. Program for calculator. What is its name? Calculator name. That program name is test.py. Extension is py. Python programming language extension is py. Okay, then did you see this program x equal to 100? The value of x is given as 100. Then def add of a comma b. Two parameters are given, a and b. Okay, the function defined add. Then print the sum is comma a plus b. That module is used for addition. Then def product within parenthesis a comma b. Then print the product is comma a into b. This module for finding product. Okay, the value of x is already given as 100. Then addition module is defined there its parenthesis also given a comma b, then print function also given there, then def product a comma b is given, then print function also given there. Okay, then here please look into next image, import test print test dot x, test dot add within parenthesis 10 comma 20, then test dot product within parenthesis 10 comma 20. Okay, what is its result? Please look into that result part. 100, the sum is 30, the product is 200. We already defined addition module, we already defined product module, and at the top of this program we declared the value of x as 100. Okay, in this next, in this importing part, importing test part, what is the statement? Print test dot x, test dot x. What is test? Test is previous program name. Okay, previous program name, that means previous module name, test. Print test dot x. Okay, what is its output? 100. Test dot x means the value of x is accessed to here, that is 100. Print test dot x. Okay, dot operation is used for accessing value. Okay, here test dot x means it will access the value of x. That's why its result is 100. Then next, test dot add within parenthesis 10 comma 20. Test dot add. Here two parameters are given, 10 and 20. Did you see its result? The sum is 30. We already defined add function there at the top. Add module is given at the first program. Then print the sum is comma a plus b. The values of a and b are 10 and 20. So the result will be the sum is 30. Like next, test dot product 10 comma 20. Test dot product of 10 comma 20. What is the module name? Test dot sub module name is product. Parameters are 10 comma 20. That's why the result is, the product is 200. Okay, actually what is it here? X, the value of x is accessed here, and addition and product, all these function, all these modules also accessed to second program. Okay, using that, using this concept, we can go to how to retrieve an object from this program, how to retrieve an object from this module. You kindly go, kindly look into this image. Did you see import test as m? Import test as m. M is the alias name for module test. M is the alias name. That means another name for module test. The original name is test and that means alias name is m. Okay, then print m dot x. M dot x. That means what is the value, what is the equivalent of m? Test. Print m dot x is equivalent to print test dot x. Okay, why we are using that test dot x? It is used for accessing the value of x. Please look into that output part. What is its result? 100. Print m dot x means test dot x. M is the another name of test, so it will print the result as 100. Okay, then m dot add within parenthesis 10 comma 20. Did you see that? M dot add, it is equivalent to test dot add 10 comma 20. So the sum is 30. 10 plus 20. Here next m dot product 10 comma 20. That means which is equivalent to test dot product 10 comma 20. The product is 200. Did you understand what I say? This is called aliasing, module aliasing. The original module name is test, but here we just we used that alias process, or we used another name for that test as m. Okay, using that m, using that name, we accessed the values to here. We calculated this value, print m dot x 100, m dot add within parenthesis 10 comma 20, the sum is 30, m dot product 10 comma 20, that means 200. Okay, this is called module aliasing. Module aliasing. Okay, now we can move to member aliasing. Member aliasing. Member aliasing. This member aliasing also we can explain with an example. You please look into this program, member aliasing. From test, import x as p. Previously we discussed module aliasing. That means we given a name, alternative name for a module, but here we are giving alternative name for a member of a module. Okay, from test import x as p, comma add as sum, then print of p, sum within parenthesis 100 comma 200. What is its result? From test import x as p. From test, that means from test module, import x. Import x, the value of x is imported as p. That means another name for x is used as p, then add as sum. Okay, in the previous program we used add. Instead of that, here we are going to using its alias sum. Then print p, sum 100 comma 200. What is its result? Print p. Print p, its result is 100. How? Print p means p is equivalent to x. That's why we already given the code from test import x as p. Print p, result is 100. Then add as sum. The next statement is sum 100 comma 200. Sum 100 comma 200. What is its result? The sum is 300, because add as sum. Previously we used add, instead of that here we used sum. Sum 100 comma 200. Okay, two members instead, x and add are two members of the module test, but here we used alias or alternative names for p, alternative names p and sum. Okay, finally we will get the result 100 and 300. Okay, these are called member aliasing and module aliasing. Okay, anyway, today we can wind up our class. Before that, you please practice all these programs, then only you will get the correct idea about this. From your home you can practice. You please start to do your practical works. All these things we explained through voice with the help of images. Okay, if you have, sometimes you may have some doubts and all that, you can for solving that problems you can call me and text me. Okay, anyway, thank you. Have a nice day.